Hello, everyone. This is JPL, and today I'm joined with
Christopher
yes, and we are a podcast named in brackets.
in brackets.
Hello, Christopher. How are you doing today?
Not bad, not bad. I'm kind of tired. I've been up since 8 p.m. On Sunday,
I know that feeling.
on Sunday I accidentally took a fat nap and haven't been able to sleep since. So, yeah. So if
It's
I
fine.
fall asleep in the middle of this, you'll know why.
Yeah, Monday I was awake for 24 hours
Really?
just because I didn't feel like going to bed.
Yeah, I feel that.
I was
It's
enjoying
it's
it.
fun to have those moments.
Yeah, it's rare, but like when it happens, it's like, oh, cool.
Might as well just go along with it.
And then you pass out by the end of it. But yeah,
Yes. That's the thing. I like those times because you pass out at the end of it because it sometimes takes me so long to fall asleep, you know? It's
yeah,
just like I would rather exhaust myself to sleep than to wait to sleep. You know what I mean?
sure. I just like I like it because I can do a lot more with the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just kind of sucks for me that, now with me having a job, I have to go by schedule,
Of
So if
course.
if I didn't have a schedule, I'd do what I want, but I have a schedule. So I'm trying to have a schedule to be able to do the things, to show up to work on time and such. So I've been working on that. So for the most part, I've been getting up at a pretty good time, trying to go to bed at a good time, but uh yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah. This past week, I was doing a sound gig for our summer camps here, and it was our elementary camp that we were doing. And I was in charge of the whole thing. So I set up everything, I make sure they're all mic'd, I am in charge of the console. It was fun. I didn't really have any hours that scheduled. I just showed up whenever I wanted to and get the job done,
Oh, fun.
except for like performance days. But
Right.
just the setup days, I just showed up at a time. I could be there
Hmm.
however long I wanted to. Then
So then, so is this just this one week, or are you doing it like this whole summer?
I was. It was just supposed to be this one week, but I'm also doing this next week.
Okay, cool. So you actually have a life.
I. What do you mean? I actually have a life. I have a life outside of work. I actually have a thing to do.
Really? You do?
Christopher, having a life doesn't mean I go to work. Outside of work, I have a life.
Really?
That's how it works.
It does?
Yes.
Ah.
You don't have a life when you go to work. Your soul is sucked into the work.
Uh-huh. But
That's how it works, Christopher. That's how it's always been.
really?
Yes.
Ah.
Did he just not get that, Christopher?
I don't know. I've been awake for 16 hours.
Did he not under? Yeah, which makes this podcast interesting.
Yes, it's really going to be interesting.
Yeah, don't fall asleep on me again, okay?
I'm not trying to.
You might.
When you see me lean my head on my computer, try to wake me up. But we're not there yet.
We will be. We will be. We
Then
will
you
be.
end it at a good time.
End it at a good time in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
do have a call at some point, probably an hour and a half or something. So for your head. So
that's
I need to be
fine.
awake for that. Weekends just too much to do. I don't like it.
Sure. Anyway, yeah. So that was fun. Um.
Glad it was fun, John.
It
I
was
wasn't sure
fun
if it was to
until like
be.
yesterday, where just We were having mic problems all over the place.
That's not fun.
They weren't all resolved, even though I did the heck as I could. But it happens. One kid, my gosh, dropped their mic pack in the toilet.
No. Oh. No.
15 minutes before a show.
No.
Luckily, the pack was still working. But
how?
I don't know. But I didn't care. It was working. Their belt was soaking wet.
No.
So what I did was I just duct taped the pack onto them. And just let them continue working.
I'm scared to have kids. I'm really scared to have kids.
Yeah.
All these stories I'm hearing about are true. I'm scared to have kids.
Right.
And this is the latest one in my little collection in my head.
I mean, potty training is going to be the worst thing ever. Because I remember going to like a missionary's house when they were potty training their kids. Like the kid just straight up squatted on the floor and pooped. Like in the middle of the house while I was there. I was like, it was a time. It was like, whoa.
That is a time.
Are you a dog? What's going on here? Do you need a pad?
Wow.
Do you need to set up pads for them to go?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a vivid memory, and I don't look forward to that.
Not a pleasant, vivid memory.
I don't think I could live in a house with carpets when I have kids.
That's a mood. That's a mood.
Like, I love my carpets. But
you can't bear to let your
kids they're so impractical when it comes to messes.
They
like
are.
You make a mess on the carpet, that's it. Your carpet's done.
You have guests over and they're like, "Oh wow, you colored your carpet." No, not exactly.
It's just blood.
Blood, and there's an apple sauce stain over there.
Yeah.
And then they spilled a whole jar of strawberry jam.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to know what happened there.
Yeah, that was a lot of tears.
There was a lot of tears. Thankfully, the aloe juice stain was colorless, so you won't see where that is.
Yeah. Don't mind that yellow spot. I know it's fresh, but we don't worry about it.
You thought about, like, painting the carpet? Might work.
No.
What did you watch this week, John?
Wow. You actually asking me what I watched this week?
I've asked you that before. Come on.
Not in a long time. I typically just start talking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what did I watch this week? Good question.
I'm glad you thought it was a good question.
Right. I finished watching Daredevil Season 1.
Okay. Yes, you sent me a glowing review that I didn't know how to respond to.
I was like in the moment where I was just really digging what I was watching. Like the review that I sent Christopher was, Daredevil has the best ensemble I've seen in recent years. Each character fits the world and the actors have just a fantastic chemistry. I love this show. Which was like
I believe it, but it was almost like so out of the blue. I didn't know how to respond to it.
I know that it was so out of the blue. Like, I was curious if you were even going to respond to that.
I was like thinking of replies, and then 2 days later, I'm like, nah, screw it. I'll just do what John does to me and not reply.
Which you did for like the entire week.
Yeah. Sent me a really cool It's Morbid Time shirt.
I did. Like, because that meme is popping off this past couple weeks. It's popping off.
It's possibly my favorite meme ever. I want to get that shirt.
Because it wasn't really a meme when you told me about it, right?
Not that popular.
Yeah.
That was the first time I heard it when I shared it with you.
Yeah. And then everywhere it's like it's Morbin time.
It's
Everyone's
Morbin
talking
time.
about.
Morbin hashtag Morbius sweep. That's when they sent Morbius back to theaters and it only made $85,000 on that Friday. You know what? That's 85,000 more dollars I had ever. Hashtag Morbius sweep my life.
Even Jared Leto was getting in on the joke.
Yep,
Did you see that video?
I did. I did.
Ridiculous.
It's still crazy to me that Sony still thought it was a good idea to send it back to theaters. Like that shouldn't compute.
They
But it
sent
did
it
for
back to theaters.
Yes, they did.
When?
This weekend.
I guess that makes sense.
And it only made like 85,000 on Friday. I think a cumulative total of 300,000.
See, I could probably understand the reasoning. It's like, oh, this movie's a meme now. Let's re-release it.
Listen,
they're gonna watch it for the meme.
No. But like on that Friday, that $85,000, that's an average of $85 per theater. So if we're thinking each ticket is $10, that's like 8 people to each theater on Friday.
But how many showings do we have on Friday? 2, 3?
I'm just saying, like on that day.
I know, but like
if there was only like $10 a ticket, that'd only be like 8 people.
Are not going to be in that same room.
Yeah. Yes.
They're scattered about.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So Doctor Strange is coming on Disney Plus this month.
Really? I was surprised how fast that was.
I know. I saw that and it was like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
I'm curious if they're copying the HBO Max thing that they did with the Batman, where it was in theaters for 45 days and then it went onto the platform.
Because I thought that was Disney Plus's plan, but it took a little longer with like Shang-Chi and Eternals.
Right. But like Shang-Chi and Eternals was like released under, wasn't it released under the premium?
No, that was just Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah. Black Widow had a dual release.
Okay.
And then Shang-Chi was written before.
All right.
But I don't remember actually. Did Shang-Chi have 45 days or 90? It might have been 90.
I don't know. I don't
but
remember.
Yeah, you may have a point in that with the 45 days. Especially if Shang-Chi was 90 days, but I don't remember.
Yeah, because it would be around 45 days.
This is, yeah. It hit theaters beginning May, hits Disney Plus end of June. That's essentially 45 days. It's insane.
So like, I don't have to go to the theaters to watch it with my mom.
Yay. I am honestly, I'm going to rewatch it with a friend. I'm honestly just excited to see the cinematography again.
Okay.
And then I don't think I'll touch it again for a good long while.
That sounds about right.
It just, like, I still kind of stand by what I said of it could end up being a really solid standalone movie, but it's not that great of a movie.
Right.
I don't know. Like I went through like a theater cam. I just like skimmed over it for like 10 seconds. Like, yeah, I'm good. That's enough. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to see.
Yeah. Back to Daredevil.
Well, just one thought I had. They tend to like to release a trailer before a new Marvel movie hits theaters. So if Thor is hitting theaters in about a month, then we might be getting Black Panther 2 teaser trailer within a month.
I don't really care.
I mean, I'm not saying one cares or doesn't care. I'm just saying that's a very strong possibility. Just a thought. Oh, also, I Am Groot is premiering a week before She-Hulk.
I saw, yeah.
5 episodes. That'll be fun for kicks. You know what I mean?
Sure. Kicks.
So, for
August has a lot of stuff coming out.
She-Hulk, Andor. That's a lot. Not to mention the fact She-Hulk 9 episodes, Andor 12 episodes.
And then Game of Thrones.
The prequel thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which no one's talking about.
Are you gonna watch it? I keep asking you this, but you never have a solid answer.
I might.
Uh-huh.
Because I know, again, it has that one actor that I love.
Which?
Matt Smith.
Oh, really? Okay. Now I know who he is.
Because didn't you see Morbius?
Because I watched Morbius.
Yeah, he was in Morbius.
Yes.
That's the only reason why I want to watch Morbius is Matt Smith.
Yes. He did a good job for what he had on script.
Honestly, it makes sense. He was Doctor Who for 3 years. Some of that stuff was weird. So
yeah. No, I don't know if I saw on the podcast. I was legitimately shocked how much potential Morbius had. Like I don't think it would have been amazing, but actually could have been decent. Like all the elements were there. I was legitimately shocked. I wonder if you'll come away with that as well. But I was watching it with a friend. We both were just like, this actually could have been decent. Legitimately shocked. But yeah. Anyways, as you said, back to Daredevil.
Back to Daredevil.
Let's go back to you gushing over that show.
See, yeah, like I was really enjoying watching it.
Good.
Like I liked the lighting in it. It's a rare thing where I actually like all the actors on screen. Because like most shows, there's typically that one or two characters that I don't like. But here, I like everyone. Even if they're bad characters, I still enjoyed watching them.
Right.
But then I also watched season 1 of Jessica Jones. I can't say the same about that show. Because there are characters that I don't like.
Right. But still a solid show, right?
It's still solid, depending on who you ask. Because I know people don't like how slow it is and how it builds up over the 13-episode season. I thought it was fine. It's doing its noir thing. Again, I still think it has one of the best villains, which is one of my favorite actors. But yeah. Now I'm on to Daredevil season 2. Loving what I'm seeing.
Good.
And that's the main thing. But in between each episode, I'm watching, like, rewatching an old anime that I saw. So,
kind of phasing yourself out of the anime phase.
Yeah, kind of phasing out. Also just like getting the final things for whenever we redo that podcast list. So, yeah. Movie-wise, not much. I saw The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Does that star Saoirse Ronan, right?
Can you remind me who that character is?
I haven't seen the movie.
Flash?
I saw a clip.
Can you tell me?
She's the girl who's Irish. I don't know if she played an Irish character, but I think she is Irish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's in it.
Okay.
No, I was asking, like, would I know her from anywhere else? What character is she known for?
I don't know what else she's in. Maybe Little Women, but I don't know.
Okay, why would you ask me that question?
I was making sure I knew what movie you were talking about.
Okay.
That's all.
No, I actually...
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, it's Wes Anderson, which is a very particular style, which is not normal. But yeah, I mean,
the clip I saw was very unique.
It is unique. I did enjoy it. Yeah.
I want to check it out one day.
I forgot about this, but I also watched the two Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downing.
How were those?
I mean, I enjoyed them.
I want
They're
to watch
fine.
them one day because Robert Downey.
I liked the first one more, and I think I know why I didn't finish it when I first watched it.
And why?
It's because like it was the first one was specifically dealing with black magic, and it was like I wasn't.
Too much for your little brain at the time.
No, I don't like that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So I just didn't watch it. But now I watched it, and it's like, oh. Now I watch it, it's like, oh, of course. Like, I know. I was waiting the entire film for that Sherlock Holmes moment, which they tend to do. Then I also watched Uncharted.
With Tom Holland?
Yeah.
How was that?
Again, because like I'm very familiar with the games, it was you know.
I feel like that was most people.
Yeah. Because like it just it's messy. Yeah, that's the main stuff I've watched.
I keep hearing a lot of people who are loving the new Top Gun movie. Like most everyone is saying it's better than the original, which I find interesting.
Well, I've not seen any of them, so
I've not seen any of them either. So makes me a little curious, but not curious enough. You know what I mean?
sure. I don't
It's
really
like
care.
it's on that like infinite list.
I don't really care either way.
I mean, I wasn't wowed by the clip we saw before Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, you're just flying around. Cool. Not really entertaining to me. Yeah, I didn't watch anything. What a shock.
Did you get to listen to the thing?
I did.
Okay.
I want to give it another listen. Just kind of like I was, I'm like, I have to give it a listen. So I did. So I'll try to give something a little more of an analysis later. They're fun songs, for sure, fun vibe. I'd say the feels might be my least favorite just due to the intro. It just takes forever, and then the vibe just, I wasn't crazy about. And then the last song had a really fun vibe. Might be my favorite, but again, I want to digest it a little more. But yeah, it was a fun listen. So
Okay.
yeah, I essentially enjoyed what I heard, but I want to give you a better review later. So, but
Cool.
yeah, at least I listened to it. So
Cool. Yeah.
yeah, I'll try to send you your thing soon. I'm just gonna send you the box and album my friends just released. So
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, but other than is it Hey Ocean?
Other than Hey Ocean, yeah.
Other than Hey Ocean, I haven't even listened to anything either. So this week was a lot of kind of just like trying to get my sleep schedule back on track, and then just trying to establish some good habits or picking up some vinyl from the post office. So yeah, I'm so happy we don't have 3 show days I don't think for the rest of this month. So I'm really excited about that. So I really want to have like a good, pattern schedule for this month. Might be seeing a concert next Sunday, so kind of excited about that. It's going to be, I'm not like the craziest about the band, but I have a lot of respect for them. They're called Disciple. Not that crazy about that style of rock right now, but I'm like, it's an hour away. They're going to be a good show, so I'm also going to try to familiarize myself with the music of theirs I'm not familiar with. So yeah, there is one band me and a friend were kind of like, it's probably like after like the last time we called, I don't know, we were just talking about like, because he's more of that metal fan, and I like both metal and K-pop. So I don't know how it came up a conversation. One of us said, "What if there was like deathcore K-pop? That'd be fun." And I was just like racking through my brain of like instances of metal in K-pop, and I remembered a band that is like metalcore with like K-pop choruses instance throughout, and that was fun to rediscover that. So some of their songs have kind of been on repeat, but yeah, that's kind of obviously, especially at this rate, I'm not going to get through all the Pixar movies. So my only goal really is to get to Toy Story 2. So that means I got to get to Bug's Life at some point. Um, yeah. Uh, yay, life. It's because again, I want to go to sleep at a good time, but then also in the mornings I want to be productive. Because I think we talked about this, where I'm more likely to want to watch things at night, and I'm more likely to want to be productive in the morning. But then at night, even when I'm not super tired, I kind of guilt myself out of watching things, even if I can't sleep right away. So it's a fun time.
Sure.
That's what you say when you don't know what to say. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Don't know what to say. Other than that, there was just the Kenobi episode.
How was that?
I mean, I enjoyed it, of course, but like a lot of people aren't enjoying the show as much.
I saw an article, and again, it's just one person, an opinion piece, right? But literally says like this is like the worst television episode ever to exist. I'm like, wow, that's a big claim. Wow.
It's not.
I bet it's not, but also kind of I'm
I mean, we get
seeing
some
enough
really cool
where the show
stuff.
isn't the most amazing thing in the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
like again, like I am excited enough to see the show to see the actors, right?
Yeah.
But the concept itself is not intriguing to me.
It's just like every person that I know who
Mhm.
has seen it that don't really care for it. Which is like a real bummer because like I'm the
Right.
only one who actually enjoys it. But like I enjoy most things Star Wars.
Mhm.
It's like
Did you?
sure, I get that it's slow,
Mhm.
but like it doesn't mean it's bad. Sure, a lot of the acting besides our main characters is wooden, but like
Uh,
it's still tolerable.
the acting in the original trilogy is kind of wooden.
Not as wooden as this.
Okay. Did you see the Roku layout?
For what?
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, for about 10 seconds.
It was really cool.
It was really cool. Then I changed it back and it didn't really know what to do.
I wish like those thing like despite not liking like not being a Star Wars fan, I would have changed mine to that because it legitimately is cool. But it doesn't give me the option to do that. It's just like that sucks. It's like the only one you can change it to is Soul, and like, come on, what about the others that you've done?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a really cool layout. I really really liked it.
It was a cool layout, but I don't like changing my layout.
I mean, I don't either, but like that was cool enough for me to want to change it to. You know what I mean?
Sure. And that's it, really. I don't really have much else they did.
Mm-hmm. When is your mom coming back?
Couple weeks.
Okay. Are you going to take her to see Morbius? Best
No.
movie in the world? Changed my life?
No.
No? John, the movie is beauty. The movie is grace.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. You know what else, John?
What?
The movie is like a cool popsicle on a hot summer day. The movie is like a warm hug in the stark winter. The movie is necessary for human survival. It's Morbin time.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about?
I mean, we're out of Star Wars news because
We
we had
are.
a big week of them. The only Marvel thing I saw was that was just yesterday. I was surprised we didn't get like a trailer drop, but I guess with it just being a bunch of shorts, but we got one for like Scrat Tales.
We're
I don't
gonna
know.
get a trailer probably around next month.
Probably. So excited whenever that is, but cool to have a date for that, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I've been wondering. I mean, knew it was this year. It was like, when is it coming? So now we know. So excited for that. But that's still a few months away.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's a month away. I'll watch it. I feel like I'm more excited for I Am Groot out of all these releases.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they're like again, the trailers for Thor haven't excited me at all, except for Natalie Portman. You know?
I'm more curious about She-Hulk and just like how they're gonna do her.
I was expecting a completely different vibe. Something more Deadpool-esque. You know what I mean?
No. I don't no. That wouldn't be She-Hulk.
I mean, not that I know much about She-Hulk, but I thought it would be like stark enough that it'd feel different. You know what I mean? And it just feels same old, same old. Which I bet I'll enjoy. Oh, I said this before, and I guess I'll say it again. The trailer for Miss Marvel was cute. So I'm eagerly anticipating to be disappointed. But like if it's cute and sweet, then I'm somewhat excited for it. You know what I mean?
Sure, but like from what I saw, they're completely changing the character's abilities. Which
I mean, that
is
doesn't necessarily matter much to me.
it does matter a lot to like the character itself, because that was a very important part of the
Really?
character, yes.
Okay. Again, I'm not like expecting anything amazing out of it, but if it's a fun watch, then it'll be a fun watch. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like again, like I'm probably most excited for I Am Groot because it's gonna be fun and cute. You know what I mean? So, um, and probably Thor second, just for Natalie Portman. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess also what it would be really interesting if Thor actually has more of an impact on the MCU than Doctor Strange. I, I doubt it, but if that's the case, that'd be really interesting. You know what I mean?
Probably more of an impact on the character.
That's definitely true. Yeah, even Doctor Strange didn't have an impact on the character.
I mean, he's got a
Ex-
third eye.
Third Eye, let's go, Christine, has a new girl to chase after. That's, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. Ah, that Doctor
Apparently,
Strange
we're
movie is.
getting.
Sorry, the Doctor Strange movie is getting a Black Widow syndrome for me, where it's like, I can't wait from the theater. No, I mean, I was pretty conflicted with it, but with both movies, the more I think about it, the more I dislike it. Ugh. Anyways, apparently we're getting what?
So apparently we're getting Westworld season 4,
Oh, okay.
and that's like right around the corner this month.
Well, you should know for sure if it's around the corner like that.
No, it's this month.
Okay.
But like it was
You
so
said apparently.
I said apparently because it just showed up out of nowhere that we're getting this thing.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like apparently a trailer came out 3 weeks ago.
Huh.
No one knew about. Like at least
hype
Game of
died?
Thrones I knew when the trailer came out. But here
Right.
like nothing.
Has the hype for the show died?
I mean, here's the thing. The show takes like 2 years to do a season.
I mean, that's like Stranger Things as well. So,
Right.
I mean, I know that's more popular, but still.
Right, but like here's the thing. The show for Westworld has progressively gone worse with each season. So like no one cares. No one liked the ending of the 3rd season. That's for sure. I don't care. Like I'm not watching it because I haven't finished season 3 yet.
I haven't watched New Stranger Things yet.
Cool.
I'll do that later this month. Like, probably said it before, but most people waited 3 years for the season. I haven't, so I can wait. So I'm waiting more towards when part 2 is going to release, and then after Lightyear, it's theaters because I want to see that. Oh yeah, that is this month, huh?
Yeah. I guess I'm also watching Stranger Things at some point.
Oh, are you?
See, it's
With your
not by
mom.
it's not by choice. Because my mom was like, "Oh, have you seen it?" It's like, no. It's like, "Oh, so we can watch together." And I'm like, ah.
So what I'm curious, are you just gonna watch season 4 just
No.
like that? Oh.
See, if she's thinking it's just season 4, then I probably won't join her. But if she's thinking rewatching the show, it's like, I guess I have to.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I make her watch all these other things, I guess I might as well.
Okay. Well, hope that goes well then. I don't know. It's not like I think it's well done, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So I'm always gonna be curious what you're gonna think. So yeah, and then after you're done with season 4, you can tell me how it compares to Daredevil in violence and gore. So let that be your motivation for watching Stranger Things.
What? How it compares?
Yeah. Because there's been a lot of people who are like, how is this season still TV-14? This should be TVMA.
Okay. I mean, we'll see.
Like that. It's like the only reason why it's not TVMA is that they're not using F-bombs left and right. Like that's
that would help it, yes.
That would make it TVMA, but apparently that's not the case. So, because I looked in an article and it said it was changed to TVMA like back in February and then got changed back to TV-14. So I have no idea what happened, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Curious your thoughts when you hit there. Gonna have a good fun time watching all these things with your mom.
Yeah. A lot of things to watch with mom.
A lot of things to watch with mom. Has she seen Eternals yet?
Yes. She doesn't care.
So you're watching. So it's essentially Moon Knight, Multiverse of Madness.
Moon
the
Knight,
current
Multiverse of Madness, the 2 Star Wars shows.
Oh, right, Boba Fett.
Yeah. We might watch Jurassic World when it comes out in the Dollar Theater.
Okay. Oh, and don't forget to take her out to see Morbius.
I'm not doing that.
She doesn't want to see Matt Smith?
See? She'd probably enjoy it just for that character.
Yes.
But, like, I'm more inclined to do that than her. She would only do it just to be with me.
I could tell her that Matt Smith is in it and be like, "Oh, wouldn't it be so much fun to watch with John?" And then you both can go see Morbius.
Dollar Theater.
Better yet, I'll tell her when you've already seen Morbius, so you can see it for a second time.
I would not do that.
But John, what if it's that good?
See, I'll just wait till Morbius is on a streaming service.
Yeah. I legitimately think New Mutants is worse than Morbius.
I still haven't seen that.
I have no idea what that movie is. Like, Morbius is messy. The New Mutants is directionless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like in Morbius, it's like, oh my gosh, we're on the run. Hey, what if we stop by a cafe and just chat there?
Well, apparently, New Mutants has Maisie Williams.
I don't know her off the top of my head.
Okay.
I mean, I know I've seen the movie, but I don't know.
But she was like a big Game of Thrones actress.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. But let me see something. Because like the film took so long to make.
Mm-hmm. They couldn't even do reshoots because the actors aged.
Yeah, especially Maisie Williams.
Oh, really?
Who? I don't know.
Let me know when you watch that. I'm no pressure at all. But oh my gosh. It's definitely not a movie I'm anxious to rewatch.
I don't care.
You know what's the craziest thing is apparently looking at some source, it technically happens before Logan. Which I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Because they actually titled the movie Logan. No, just leave Logan alone.
Anyway, is there anything else to talk about?
Morbius.
All right.
Morbius is life. Morbius is love.
All right. On that point, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you all next time.
No, we're not done yet, John.
I'm done.
Well, but Morbius.
Bye.